All right, dudes, time to go. We're off this morning. My wife is getting her wisdom teeth out. In the last 2 weeks, we have been to the ER twice. We have had 2 different surgeries, including today's. And it got me thinking about dealing with emergencies and medical issues. So we're gonna talk about that in today's video. So we're off to the dentist. Kay is getting her wisdom teeth out. Too personal? Did I say that?
I guess that's fine.
Okay, that's fine. In the last 2 weeks, it's been crazy. My son was in the ER, I was in the ER. My son had to have a surgery. Now Kendra's getting her wisdom teeth out. And it got me thinking about a homesteader's life. More than just taking care of your house and your kids, you also have all these animals depending on you. There's a lot of things that are depending on you to keep living, a lot of jobs that need done, and when you decide to start homesteading, you need to be prepared for things to go wrong. Otherwise, you can get in big trouble. There goes Mommy. Mommy's at the dentist. We're off to the mall to get a Cinnabon because we like to eat our feelings. The first really important lesson that we've learned about homesteading and being prepared for emergencies and disasters is that you have to be on the same page when you decide to start homesteading and do any homesteading endeavor. Even though you don't want to get a milk cow, maybe, if your wife does, you have to agree with her that it's a good move for your homestead. If you two both disagree, then when you drop your wife off at the dentist, and you're the one who has to do the milking that day, and maybe the next day and the next day, well, it's gonna cause real problems in the family. I'm not calling getting your wisdom teeth out an emergency or disaster. It's just what's got me thinking about this today. However, the last week trips to the ER, yeah, those were emergencies. Really, dude? Really? Wow, crazy. This is why we don't come to the mall. The week before the holiday, it is crazy here. I almost just got in a car accident right there. Not my fault either, some Dumbo pulled out in front of me. I didn't want to get a dairy cow for me. I didn't want to do milking, but I agreed it was good for our homestead, great for our life, and understand that when Kendra's sick or getting her wisdom teeth out, it means I am going to have to milk a cow. So you'll see me do that later on today. Alrighty, you ready to do this, dude? Okay, hold on. 4 children to the mall, week before Christmas. We're insane. I got the big one. Can't believe our timing to be at the mall the week of the holidays. Speaking of timing, emergencies, disasters always seem to have bad timing. It's always going to be the case, something's going to go wrong when you're out of food or you're out of hay. 95% of the time, you're gonna wind up with your wife at the hospital when the cow has 1 bale of hay left. Make sure at all times on your homestead you have at least a week's worth of supplies. If you're getting low on feed, get more bags before you're down to that last bag. Last week, when my son needed surgery, sure enough, it was on a day that it was snowing, and so we had to get him to the hospital in the snow. So every week when things are going good, make sure to keep the shelves full of supplies. That way you don't have to stop at Tractor Supply on your way to the ER. The point is, you don't want to wait for the emergency to get yourself prepared. The worst time to pack a go bag is when the ambulance is on its way. You're not going to be thinking straight, you're not going to do a good job at remembering what you need. Most cases, probably you're not even going to bother packing one. Hi, Ladybug. And preparing ahead for the disaster is more than just supplies. It also means preparing for yourself not to be the one doing the chores that need done. For example, that cow standing over my shoulder who's mooing at me. She's mooing at me because she wants to be back with her little one, and usually Kendra's out here doing the milking and going through that routine so they can be back together. But Kendra is in bed today. She's not going to be doing the milking. I am. So this should be fun. You need to make sure that if you are the sole milker on your farm, your husband or wife at least knows how to do it. And for you single homesteaders out there who are doing it alone, first off, bravo. You need to already know the farmer you're going to call that's willing to help you out when you break a leg or wind up with the stomach virus or whatever thing goes wrong that is going to eventually go wrong. If you haven't seen Ladybug's birth video, go ahead and watch that video. That was a great video. Over the next 100 days, we're doing a video every weekday. I'm calling it the series because we're doing something scary. We're transitioning to becoming full-time content creators. Go back and watch the video at the beginning of this series to understand more about that. But taking the time to be prepared for emergencies or disasters on the homestead, that can be scary. Thinking about what could go wrong is never fun. But it's really important because things do go wrong. This last month for me has been full of visits to the ER, surgeries. Thankfully none of them have been too serious, but I gotta say, having a go bag, some extra supplies, and today of all days, knowing how to milk a cow even though I don't normally do it, that's a difference between being a successful homesteader during tough times or someone who gives up on it because too much went wrong. So now I gotta do something scary. I gotta go milk that cow all by myself for the first time. Let's see how this goes.